Live, Steve.
Do it live.
Do it live, Steve.
Do it all night long.
All night long.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
None?
No.
Oh, why not? I got to turn you up a little, Steve.
Why? Am I that quiet?
You're kind of a little quiet on my end.
Oh, maybe can I do
Just
that
saying.
here? If I play with the microphone, will it work?
I don't know what I would not touch that, Steve. Steve,
Let
don't.
one person mess
I
with the
touched it.
volume.
Don't touch it, Steve. You'll
I
fuck it
touched
all
it.
up. You started touching your volume button, and your green screen started fucking up in the background. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
The computer will crash. The Yeti will quit working.
Been there.
Everything's gonna go to hell. I'm
Car will
telling you.
get stolen.
I'm telling you, Steve. I got fucking 99 problems, but a green screen ain't one.
Look at all the smoke.
Oh yeah, that's from the fucking your vaping shit.
That's
That
cool.
fucks with it.
Yeah,
That is
does.
weird. You got like
And
this weird thing
It
going
takes a
on.
while to dissipate. You can't
Yeah.
see it, but it's there.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get this started, gentlemen. Shall we? Let's
Good.
mute ourselves, Steve.
Once a week, three laddies come together from distant lands to talk about Bigfoot, Martians, ghosts, time travel, chupacabras, and the Sweetwater legend.
I think we're all huge fans of the Sweetwater legend.
This is the Fortean Slip. With your host, Chris York.
Say no to Quaaludes? Fuck no. Wait a minute. No. Say yes.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
Like, take a break, shut my camera off, grab a
Yeah.
sandwich.
And sometimes, special guest, Matt Knapp.
Just
Right here.
accept it for what it is and just watch it and enjoy it.
They don't know who you are. They don't know what you want. If you're looking for entertainment, you may have come to the wrong podcast. But what they do have is a very particular set of skills.
There are no cows.
No cows.
No.
No cows were harmed in the making of this incident. We often wish that your relationship went much like that of the praying mantis.
I thought that was a reference to everything being green.
Yeah, sure you did. Carry on, gentlemen. I'm going to do something else for a little while.
Wow, Steve, would you like us to stop the program so you continue to do your shit?
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Good evening. This is the Fortean Slip, episode 122. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Are you in, Odin? He's in like the Flynn. You gotta speak up, motherfucker. Or you gotta move the fuck over. Oh, you gotta move over. My son joining us tonight for our little off kilter, off day, off week. You can get whatever the fuck you want. Fun time extravaganza. Steve, the Sweetwater legend.
Yeah,
Look at this shit. Look at you.
peering over my shoulder there. Look at that.
It's amazing. He's just like there. You're like this CGI amazing. Oh, you're blurring out, Steve. Did somebody go back in time and like try to have sex with your mom?
No, I don't know what's going on.
Oh wait, he's back. The blurriness went away. I think we're all good. We can go. We can get back in time. We can make it. Yes. Good evening. Oh, you got yourself a chair.
Yeah.
How's things going for you?
They're going.
Yeah. So I introduced my son to the wonderful, amazing Beautiful movie that is Leviathan.
It's really good.
Yeah? Is that all you got to say? It's really
all
good.
I gotta say?
That's it. That's all you got. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. That's it.
He enjoyed it when we were watching it. So, I mean, I don't know why his enthusiasm level has died down to a dull roar at this point, but he did enjoy it. The Squatching Misadventures of Ratman and Sea Dog. I can't see my photo in that one. Your mic's right in the way. There it is. There we go. There we go. You remember that hat, Odin?
Oh, I remember that hat.
You guys got it for me in Disney? Is that
I
it?
don't remember that, but I remember the hat.
Six Flags, motherfucker. It's a fucking Mickey Mouse hat. Where do you think he got it?
No, he got that son of a bitch at Disney. They went when they were really young. But yeah. That fucking hat. The fucking Ratman and Sea Dog. Dear God, that god awful failed.
I was digging through my computer to find backgrounds for StreamYard. And I came across that. I'm like, I sent it to you the other day. But that's what I was doing. I was digging to find some things, and that one it was there.
It reminds me of like whenever TMZ start digging in the backgrounds of like famous actors. Like remember the like Jim Carrey's porn career got dug up. And like, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Hey, was he in Once Bitten?
Yeah.
That was Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I saw that movie poster the other day for the first time in like a really long time, and I was like, is that Jim Carrey?
So there was like an old school like ice cream truck or whatever in that movie. And I don't know if it was the exact truck or not, but one identical to it was like parked in front of my grandma's neighbor's house whenever I was a teenager. And it had a Once Bitten bumper sticker on the front bumper. So it
like
kind of
the
makes
movie.
it kind of makes me think that it is either the truck or one of the trucks that they used in the movie or something.
Right.
It's just kind of crazy. I was the only one that got anything about it.
I like literally I just saw the movie poster like literally within the past week. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, is that fucking Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Before he was anybody.
Yeah. Like he's young.
Yeah.
Real young there. But yeah, I could not get a hold of Mr. Steve Culls this evening. I messaged him to let him know, hey, I'm sorry. I fucked up. I mean, I fucked up. Like I scheduled a show for Super Bowl night, and I do this almost every year. I either schedule it and then I have to try to work around it, or I have to reschedule it for another day. And I do it almost every fucking year. So tomorrow night, Super Bowl. And to answer the question in the chat room, Chris, how's the pot detox going? It starts after tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the pinnacle. Boom. That's where we go on our journey. So that's when it starts.
So for the next 24 hours.
It's a fucking free for all, Matt.
Fucking Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, so did anybody catch up on the Rick and Morty episodes? The newest Rick and Morty's? Matt, no?
No. I'm sorry. I'm just
I know you're
there
busy.
for me. Just the time.
They don't do it for you?
isn't there. They do once I sit down and start watching it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like one of the things that you had. I can't remember what one I'm thinking of right now, but there's been many over the years that you and I have known each other that you threw at me, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
And then when I do, I'm like, oh fuck, that was good.
There was it was the Joe Rogan podcast that you sent me.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. I'm glad you
Um,
enjoyed it. You're the first person I thought of when I heard that one,
Yeah.
because I was like, this talks to me in a way that makes me see it. Okay, it makes sense. It's on both sides.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought it was I thought what they talked about was very well done. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's cool. If you don't know, we're talking about the Joe Rogan episode where he had Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Dore on, who also does a podcast. And he tries to relay news in a more non-biased form, which I'm all about.
Something I found interesting though, they were talking about how because of the way that party politics are in the media, how it's opened the door for people like him to successfully have news platforms.
Oh yeah, because people want it.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, but where? like like Facebook ain't the place, Twitter ain't the place, YouTube ain't the place. Like, I guess you just have to create your own website and create a buzz and everything and do it that way.
See, with a lot of these guys like Jimmy Dore, he's a comedian. So he's already got an audience platform to reach out to listen to him.
Right.
And that's one of the things that they say is that comedians have a really good starting chance with a podcast because they already have an audience.
But just think, you and I talk about how, change needs to happen, but how difficult it is to get change to happen. But just imagine if a platform like Facebook or YouTube did get behind something like that, did get behind an independent movement of
Are you
actual
kidding me?
fairness and honesty.
I got booted off fucking Facebook for 24 hours for saying, "Oh, look, the cunt of the day."
Well, you can't say that apparently.
Oh, you can't? I've been sharing a video of this fucking bitch who goes off yelling, "Motherfucker!"
No, you misunderstood me. I said you can't say that.
I'm here to help you, motherfucker.
Repent!
You accuser. You fucking accuser. Accusing the brethren.
My favorite part of that whole video is when she says, "I don't care if they lock me up without the possibility of parole. I'll still be better off than you, motherfucker."
I'm sitting there watching the video and I'm trying to, like, at first I'm like watching, I'm like, well, it seems like Oklahoma. But then I'm like, a couple of minutes and I was like, but it can't be Oklahoma, because if it was Oklahoma, somebody would have already dragged her ass out into the parking lot by now.
I could not believe that. And God love those people trying to be so decent to her.
Oh my goodness, the patience.
Oh.
Whenever she just like started screaming where like the entire store could hear her, and they just like stood there and took it. Like,
yeah, she just runs down like the length of the cash register.
Yeah.
I've been in stitches all day about that video.
Yeah, it's a great video.
But that's okay on Facebook. We can share that all around Facebook. But if I call somebody,
well, a lot of that shit though has to do with not necessarily what you can and can't share, but if somebody reports you or not.
Yeah, and I think that's more to the point, is that I got reported by somebody.
I think Facebook is very quick to just side with whoever the barker is. If you report somebody, they're going to get punished for it regardless of what happened.
Yeah. And it's too bad, a whole day of posting gone on Facebook. Just because I did what I normally do on my Facebook like page, on a normal weekly basis, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, well you violated community standards for bullying." I didn't. I mean, I don't see that as bullying. Oh look,
I think bullying involves a threat of some kind.
yeah. I mean, if there was a little bit more to it, if I had sat there and gone back and forth with him for a while or whatever, and done, and I've done far worse than what I said to that person
Oh yeah.
on my like page, but they didn't, ban me for 24 hours for that shit.
But I would like to thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because later that day, I really wanted to call somebody a bitch, and I refrained because of that.
Because you were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I better
There you
not.
go. Chris is leading the charge,
That's right. Hey, I'm
leading by example. Oh, wait,
I'm
no,
like
that's not right.
that, the eldest child, just fucking forging ahead for everybody else,
Testing the
treading on
water.
that new ground.
Okay, we need to change the subject.
What?
We just need to move on.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, see, I've never watched Curbed.
Oh my god, I love Larry David. He's
Never. I love
freaking
Larry David.
hilarious.
Anytime I've ever seen him,
Yeah, but
I've never watched it.
having watched a lot of episodes of that show recently, like there's certain jokes that you feel inclined to say at certain times that you just can't because you're not on the TV show.
Yeah, they fucking do some stretching on that one.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, did I'm gonna tell you, I found the meme today, or the Photoshop picture today that broke the internet for me, Matt. And it was, I'll send it to you later. It's Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder as War Machine.
What a great idea.
Why didn't anybody fucking think of this sooner?
Or Robert Downey Jr. as Black Panther.
I know, right?
Like they could just make him the man.
They can just keep going with this
Yeah.
one.
Buff him up, have him play Luke Cage.
Jesus Christ. I saw that, and I don't know why I didn't think to send it to you immediately. I was like, this is the one. This is it. This is today's. Yeah, I definitely saved it though. So what's been going on with you, Steve?
Huh?
How's your cat?
Which one?
Steve had his car stolen, Odin.
Good job.
I didn't steal it.
He immediately blames
Somebody
you.
else stole it.
So it's your fault.
It's not my fault.
He got a cat out of it.
Yeah, fair trade.
What did it like?
No. He didn't go out and find an empty driveway with like a cat tied up to a stake, like with a fucking note. Even swap.
This lady, Odin, she came and stayed at the Alcorn residence.
It's like a BNB. What the?
No.
Hotel Sweetwater is what it
The
is.
Alcorn estate.
She did her laundry
Okay.
and she gathered her things, right? Right,
Yeah.
Steve?
She did.
She came downstairs.
Yeah.
Pet
She
the cat.
fed the cat.
Pet.
Pet the cat.
Yeah, she didn't feed the fucker.
She didn't feed it.
Oh, she didn't give a
She did bring food for the cat though, right?
No. Mm-mm.
But for herself?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Then she proceeded to walk out through the kitchen, out the door,
Yes.
get into Steve's wife's car, and speed off down the road.
Some old lady.
With the keys
No.
that she just grabbed off the key holder in the kitchen as she walked
Yeah,
through.
she grabbed the keys off the key holder in the kitchen.
Perfect crime.
Kind of was the perfect crime, Steve.
Well, she still hasn't been caught, so it must
Right.
have
I
been.
mean,
Maybe we got the car back, but she hasn't been caught.
Yeah, I mean, you got to admit she's not really a bad criminal, Steve.
No, she's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Then she trades the car off for presumably drugs,
right.
and that's how we got it back. So she's not stupid.
Those meth addicts, Steve. They're resourceful.
Oh, then the sheriff picks her up. Here, I haven't told you guys this part of the story yet.
Oh,
The sheriff picks her up, drops her off at a rehab facility, which is supposed to be a secure rehab facility for, criminals. And the rehab facility let her go without contacting the sheriff's office.
oh,
Yeah. So, yeah.
hmm.
Very
That's
interesting
nice.
stuff there. Yeah.
So wait a minute. So they caught her
Yes.
and they took her to rehab,
Some sort of facility.
not jail.
No. And I don't understand that part of it. But the rehab facility was supposed to contact the sheriff's office if she were to be released. And she was. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
We know she's in Cleveland.
Well, hey, Cleveland rocks, Steve. Cleveland rocks.
So it does. I've heard.
And there were rocks in the back of your wife's car.
Maybe that was a clue to where she was going.
Maybe.
Maybe they were actual Cleveland rocks.
Maybe she was trying to get you to put two and two together.
Yeah, I think you found your car about 6 hours before it got driven into a lake.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you got damn lucky. Because I think the guy that he got pawned off on was, I think he knew.
No, he just wasn't a smart individual. He drove it to work. His parking permit was hanging in the fucking window. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Dude,
How
can we
stupid
just
do you
write
gotta be?
this and send it to Netflix? I mean,
Yeah, make a script.
At least one episode of something. It's got to be good.
Wow.
I mean, how stupid you got to be. And then after work, proceeds to go to the most well-known drug house in town. And of course, the one that the police monitor on a daily or hourly basis, really. Yeah.
That's just stupid. That's just stupidity on a level I can't even.
And then claims he doesn't know the girl who gave him the car. Like, wait, somebody just handed you the keys to a car and said, "Here, Merry Christmas." What the fuck?
Yeah, no, you knew who she was.
Yeah, I found out later that he obviously did, but
yeah,
it's just
now that baffles me that they took her to a rehab facility and not jail.
It may be that the sheriff at the time didn't know there was a warrant. In fact, they can't tell me if there's a warrant or not because obviously in the state of Ohio anyway, the police can't tell you if there's a warrant out, but they can tell you charges have been pressed, and so they did tell me that much. So, and they told me the whole rest of the story. They just can't tell you if there's a warrant out for somebody.
And now you know
what?
Like they don't have warrant checks in Ohio.
I don't know what that is.
Like where you go to the website and type in somebody's name and it tells you if they have a warrant or not.
You can go to the website and find out if there's any charges against somebody or if there's a court date, but not whether there's a warrant. Not that I'm aware of. And there wasn't anything on the website I checked.
Oklahoma has a really good information database whenever it comes to like courts and people getting locked up and stuff. Like all the information's free and easy to access on the internet. I can look up like, court dockets for anybody in any county. I can look up warrants. I can look up crimes that are happening around town as they happen.
You can find a lot of that stuff. There's just certain things that you can't. And a warrant is one of them. Like my speeding tickets are all online. If I ever got a speeding ticket, it's on there on the county website, but
warrants, no. That's kind of weird.
Maybe they just don't want to tip somebody off or something. I have no idea why they do it that way, but it's the state of Ohio. So.
That's state of Ohio. It's a wondrous place, Steve.
I'm going to guess it's some sort of weird privacy thing. I don't know.
What's strange to me is that somebody stole your car and is not currently in custody, and there's a question if there is a warrant or not.
Yeah.
I had to
There
call.
should be a
I had to
warrant.
find out.
Yeah.
Well, there is. He couldn't say it. He's like, I can't tell you if there's a warrant or not, but there are charges. Make of that what you will. Wink, wink. That kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I don't get that though. What how does that make sense?
Yeah, why is having a warrant secret
I
information?
don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, wouldn't you want to know if you had a warrant so you could go take care of it?
Yeah.
But you don't have a way of finding out unless they come to arrest you.
Well, I could call them and find out, I suppose. If I'm the person who the warrant is on, they can tell me. I just can't find out about somebody else.
Then how are you supposed to turn people in if they have warrants? Like, you can go to jail for harboring a fugitive, but you don't know if they're a fugitive?
That's right. If I don't know they're a fugitive, I'm like, well, I called.
Right.
You know, you said you couldn't
you
tell
wouldn't
me.
tell me if you had a warrant for their arrest. How the fuck was I?
You're supposed to like call them every time you have a house guest, like do a warrant check on them.
Hey, are you pressing any charges on this person? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't understand it, Steve.
I don't. That's just what I was told on the phone. Now, whether that's 100% truth or not, I don't know. I'm just telling you what they told me on the phone.
All right, let's get down to more.
We're just trying to help you, motherfucker.
Steve, let's get on to more pressing matters. Steve, how's your new cat?
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's an expensive cat, but he's lovely.
Odin would like to know his name.
His name is Kiddance.
Like good riddance, but kiddance?
Yes, exactly. Kidance. Kiddance.
Kittens.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's still gonna call them kittens.
Wow. Wow, Captain Obvious. Thanks for that one.
Yeah.
You got anything else in the tank?
No.
I
Shit.
didn't name the cat.
No, I think you should have gone with felony.
I wanted larceny, but that's me, you know.
I think you should have gone with felony myself.
At my house, I wouldn't have had to think of a name. It would be at the pound. That guy would be dead by now.
Or Grand Theft Gato. I'd like that one.
Not that I promote the killing of cats. I'm just,
You just wouldn't keep
home. Right.
You know, Steve's a humanitarian, man.
I
That's why he's the Sweetwater legend.
Yeah,
that and his big dick.
My in-laws are as well, and that's why they have 5 fucking cats in their house.
Yeah. Like cat people are strange. Steve, I'm sorry, but cat people are strange. They're a strange breed.
You see that cat?
I haven't seen cats.
I only have 4 of them.
Show.
It's not like we're like crazy cat ladies or anything. I only have 4 of them.
But the fact that exists and is like a reference that people recognize and is used in like pop culture and stuff,
and cats give you toxoplasmosis.
Yeah.
My cats haven't given me anything yet.
Oh yeah?
Literally. They're just cats. They've taken a lot.
Yeah?
But not given me anything yet.
They're not giving you anything?
My one cat got sick this week, so we took him to the vet, and that ended up costing us about $500.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He's better now.
Is he like a show cat?
Actually, he's a very rare type of cat, but
yeah,
Himalayan. Yeah.
Himalayan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeti cat.
He's a Yeti cat. He looks like a Yeti.
A Yeti cat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's a real thing.
Anything like a Maine Coon cat?
I don't know. Very long hair.
I don't think you know your cats, personally.
I just know. I asked
Steve, I don't think you understand cats.
I'm not a big fan of them myself, actually. I mean, I have a few, but
yeah,
I could take them or leave them, really.
Yeah. It's more of a thing for your wife. Is that what you're saying, Steve?
No, I like them around.
Mm-hmm.
But if something happened to them, I
Seems to be a lot more taking than leaving.
Wow, Steve, what are you saying? Some cement shoes for the cats might not be a bad idea, or
No, I'm just saying that. No,
Steve,
That-
if any bathtub accidents happen with these cats,
We're not. No, see now you're grudging
The
things up that
Himalayan-
are
the Him-
traumatizing.
the Himalayan loves the bathtub. He's in there all the time.
see, this scares me, Matt, already.
He loves the sink too.
I'm seeing "Don't Fuck with Cats" Part 2.
Yeah. Does it also have vacuum sealed bags?
I'm seeing, and the man known as the Sweetwater Legend.
By the way, Dan A. I was going to say something smart, and I was going to be a dumbass, but just lay off, man.
Yeah,
Lay off, Dan.
yeah. You don't like Dan?
Oh wait, I didn't see that comment.
Yeah. Sweetwater
That
Legend.
comment's okay. It's the other one.
Sexier than ever with that background. I mean, Dan. I think Dan wants some Sweetwater action.
Alpine
could've added to
Lager. I've never heard of Alpine.
Dan and I were supposed to go out to dinner tonight, and he flaked. He drove back to New Jersey.
Oh,
doesn't
If
even
he
live
didn't
there.
find you too sexy.
whoa! I guess Dan was too sexy for your dinner.
Maybe.
That's right. There's no way he's disco dancing.
There is that enough interaction for you, Dan?
Oh,
what I
this was a
on
paid
with.
promotion.
Wow!
This was a
look
freaking
at
setup,
you. What do you? Well, yeah. What's going on here? You brokering deals on the 40 for time
right,
on the Fortean Slip? What's
Yeah,
going
I
on
am.
here, Steve?
You saw me get a phone call
What
before
kind
the
of
show.
Tom fuckery is going on in my program? My program.
Just saying, man. He asked me to give him a shout out, and I did. I'll do that for anybody.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm that kind of guy.
Oh. And Dan thinks you're sexy.
Okay, so I got to bring this up.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
bring it up.
An article this week that caught my attention
Okay.
about a event in outer space that they witnessed that supports Einstein's theory of relativity. They basically a large object with a great amount of gravity, and you've got another object going around it. The force of gravity between the two objects can cause sort of a bend or bow in space-time.
Mm-hmm.
So that caught my attention, and I was reading the article and everything. But the part that bothers me about it is this action is referred to as frame dragging. And to me, frame dragging is something you use in computers and video games, like frame dropping and stuff.
Are they
Like the frames
using
are dragging.
frame dragging to describe spooky action at a distance?
No. The only thing I could find about the actual source of the term frame dragging is reference to the drag, but not the word frame.
Huh.
And like I don't know why they would use the term
You know
frame.
anything about this? You taking physics?
Not yet.
No. Oh yeah, that's next year. Damn it.
Damn it, man. See, if we could frame drag until next year.
Yeah, like if we could frame drag. Why isn't your economics class teaching you about E equals MC squared? What the fuck? He actually goes to a really good high school, so I can't bitch. Matt, you will actually like this. He asked me this question the other day. Something they wanted him to ask people. What is it you wish that you had been taught about money when you were younger?
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Talk about a great question.
Yeah. Talk about a loaded question.
That too.
I mean, that's like, you got nothing to do for the next 3 hours?
Yeah, exactly right. I gave him the best answer that I had, that I as I could see it. But Yeah, I was like, wow, that's a good one. That's it's good that they're having the kids ask those types of questions.
Yeah, it is. And it will be even greater if they can get the kids to apply some of those answers.
That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
was gonna say.
exactly. Jesus. And fucking not following the rest of our footsteps.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
But when you're a kid though, like you think differently, you know?
Yeah. You do. And you don't like I remember I was just talking with my mother earlier today about, how I was when I was 18. Versus now.
And it's weird because, something they didn't teach me whenever I was a kid was that during the aging process, your thoughts will not reflect that. Like you will still feel like the same person mentally that you were when you were a kid. You might think differently and have different, outlooks on things and everything. But I feel like I've always been the same person. I don't feel like adult Matt any more than I felt like teenage
You're
Matt.
still just the same guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of fucks with you.
Yeah. All the time, because I'm still like still feel like the same dude, like as far as how I work my shit out.
Yeah.
It's just that I have a better skill set in my brain, or a different skill set,
more
to work
information.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still feel like the same dude.
I don't.
No?
I'm totally different.
You're just the legend. When you
Yeah,
cross over to legend status, Steve,
it
I mean,
changes
that's
you.
really when it takes hold.
I'm getting $5,000 now for paid advertisement or paid mentions in the Fortean Slip. I mean,
Hell, that's amazing. We don't even
they're
reach
imaginary dollars.
shit for
but
people. I was gonna say, is it Monopoly money?
It's imaginary money, but
Oh.
I can dream, right?
You can dream.
Yes.
You can dream.
No, I mean,
Katie, do you still feel the same as you did when you were a teenager, Katie?
Yeah.
In your brain?
Oh yeah, I wonder all the time, like, who let me be an adult? Like, when did this happen?
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that happens to people when they become an adult, and once they've been in it for a while. Like, who the fuck let me do this shit? Like,
I
I was
think when
just,
we're kids, we look at adults and we think that they got everything together and they know what they're doing and they have all the answers. And then you become an adult and you're like, that's
You're like,
not quite how that works.
they're
No,
just
fuck that.
fucking-
You hit 30 and you realize, oh man.
Yeah. That's
Like,
right where I'm at. Like,
They
Oh,
don't
fuck.
have
shit.
shit together.
Like, because whenever you're like 23, 24, you're like, I'm a fucking adult. What are you talking about? I've been drinking for a few years legally. Like,
Yeah,
I can
I'm
vote. I
making
can
my own
vote.
decisions.
I've been out of high school for a while now. And then like you hit 30 and you're like, oh, what a dumbass.
I didn't turn into adult until I hit 40. So,
Hmm?
but then I turned into the best adult.
The best that you could be. Yeah.
And the
I mean, you
best
can
adult.
physically see the aging process happening, but in your mind, like I think back to like, things I did whenever I was like real little, like games I would play and stuff. And it's like, I understand why I played that and why I thought it was cool and everything. The only thing stopping me from doing it now is like physical limitations, and it just doesn't interest me as much anymore. I can play with cooler shit.
Yeah. Well, your tastes change over time too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, when I was younger, I was a lot more physical. When I was in my early 20s, I was always hiking and doing shit like that. When I got older, I started getting back into like reading, more sedentary things that I can just sit back, kind of like enjoy scenery or enjoy moments, rather than the more physical demanding stuff.
I spent, hours and hours and hours with my friends playing hacky sack.
Oh God, yeah.
And now it would be like,
Oh, I probably break a hip.
well, even if I was physically in the same condition I was back then, I would still be like, I don't really feel like kicking this thing around.
I've tried to. My cousin has a construction company. He has a bunch of young guys that work for him, and they were playing hacky sack one day, and I can do it for a little bit, but I mean, you get moving your feet that way, and it's only a matter of time for me before I'm in bed in agony for
Yeah.
like 48 hours with an ice pack.
Plus, like, I mean, Odin, what would you do if your old man handed you a hacky sack and told you to go play?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Exactly.
He doesn't know what a hacky sack is.
And a hacky sack isn't some like kick the can or some ancient bullshit fucking thing. Like, I mean, technically, I guess it is, but like, I guess you have to be old to understand.
No, well, no, it's see, the other thing too is the hacky sack comes in waves. Remember there was like this whole like wave of it in the 90s?
Yeah.
And then it went away. And it just came back not that long ago for a little while. And it
Like
went
the
away.
yo-yo too.
Yeah, the yo-yo's the same way.
I can fuck up a yo-yo.
Oh yeah.
I'll walk the dog, motherfucker.
Oh, shoot the moon round the world, rock the cradle. What do you want?
Eiffel
yeah,
Tower.
cradle.
Dude, I used to watch the Smothers Brothers.
Oh yeah, I
And
had a
fucking-
Smothers Brothers yo-yo.
Oh yeah. Damn, Skippy. Steve Smothers Brothers guy. You gotta be Steve.
I watched a few.
Yeah, everybody watches Smothers Brothers. Come
They're
on.
probably a little too risque for Steve.
Yeah, a little too much for Steve's
No
Christian
Rowan and
upbringing.
Martin. No Smothers
No.
Brothers.
No, not a whole lot of it.
He was
no.
more of a Lawrence Welk guy.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to
Uh,
watch the Dean Martin roast.
In fact, we did watch a lot of Lawrence Welk in my house. I didn't care for it, but you know,
Oh, bullshit. You loved it.
Bob Ross. I mean, PBS was the thing in our house. So
Yeah.
Bob Ross, Lawrence Welk,
Oh,
this
dude,
old
Bob
house.
Ross. Who doesn't fucking love Bob Ross? Odin loves Bob Ross, don't you?
I love Bob Ross, and I don't even watch it.
I liked some of that Bob Vila shit, man. That was good stuff. I learned a lot from him.
There's some good stuff. There was some really good stuff back. I mean, the Bob
Norm
Bob
Abrams.
Ross. I can remember just like turning on PBS and like watching Bob Ross, not because I was like, "Hey, Bob Ross is on," but I would just look at what he'd be painting and just get lost in it. You know, that's what I liked about that type of show back then. Is it was just him just doing his little talk and his little soft. I've got a happy little tree over here.
I'm gonna tell a story now.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna flow this river down through here.
And much like Bigfoot, I
It's a
have no
tall tale.
evidence. I have no evidence to support my story.
Okay.
I met Bob Ross.
Oh.
Yeah. He was
Did he
here in
twirl him?
Tulsa. Here's the thing that's not going to make any sense, though. And this is where people are going to say, oh, bullshit. So this was like probably late 80s. And me and my grandparents and my grandfather's brother and his wife from Arkansas, we all went to a flea market. And Bob Ross was at this flea market painting, like a special thing, like Bob Ross is going to be here painting today.
Mm-hmm.
And he had paintings that you could buy and everything, but he is also painting right there on the spot for people.
He was doing like a Fred Dunn.
Yeah. And we got there late. We didn't go because Bob Ross was going to be there. We just went because they like to go to flea markets and he happened to be there or whatever. And we're standing there watching him paint. And my grandfather and his brother wanted him to do some paintings for them. They were going to buy them. And he said, you know what? I was getting ready to leave. I'm all out of canvases, but if you go and buy some canvases, I'll do some paintings for you guys before I go. So we all loaded up, went and bought canvases, came back. Bob Ross stood there and painted the exact two same paintings, but they were mirror reflections of one another.
No shit.
Yeah. And my grandpa gave his to his brother so he could hang them on each side of his wall around his fireplace at his home in Arkansas.
That's cool.
No, it's not, because I would like to have a fucking original Bob Ross painting hanging on my fucking wall.
It's a cool story, Matt.
I would just like to have one because the value of Bob Ross stuff's got to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. An original, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I would all the time back when I was I can remember doing it when I was a kid, you know, seeing him on PBS and just leaving it on and watching him paint.
Well, see, I didn't have cable, like, ever.
No,
Until-
neither did
did
I
we.
until I was almost until I was like 8, 9 years old. I didn't have cable.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
Well,
see it.
you're in the same boat that I was. So, like,
And then
PBS and Fox
and then
were
when I
like
had it, Matt, I was only allowed to watch certain channels.
We didn't have cable until I was an adult and married. So,
Oof.
yeah. Yeah, the first time I got cable, I was already married. Yep.
I mean, that watching
the whole
PBS
MTV
is
thing.
honestly why I was such a nerdy little kid and knew so much about like wildlife and science and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wild Kingdom.
Oh, Mutual of Omaha.
Mutual Homie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mutual. I can't even say it, but
Can't even do it, can you?
No. My favorite
Another story.
See,
Wait,
Katie,
hold
you
on.
want
Can
him
I
to
say
read
my
news
story
again?
first?
Yes, absolutely, Steve.
I don't have a story.
Oh, okay. So
I
I can't remember the guy's name. So you had, you know, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Yes.
And, and you had the old guy. You
Can't
know, the
remember.
main
Yes.
guy on there. And then you had the other guy. I think his name was Jim or something, that he always had to like do everything. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Ah, come on. Chris, Google the shit out of it.
I'm fucking getting there, man. I'm getting there. Mutual of Omaha. Oh, wait a minute. Wild Kingdom. I gotta put Wild Kingdom. It gave me the fucking insurance. I'm sorry. Wild Kingdom television program. Give me the fucking program. God damn it. Is an American documentary television program that features wildlife and nature. It was really originally produced from 1963 until 1988 and was revived in 2002. The show's second incarnation aired until 2011 on Animal Planet in the United States. The original show.
Marlon Perkins.
Marlon Perkins and
That was Dean, by the way. Fuck Dean Cooper said that.
thank you, Dane. Who was his assistant's name?
Zoologist Marlon Perkins and VJ Scott.
No, not B.
That's who
We don't-
started
we
it.
don't remember
No, that's
Mr.
who started it. That's who started it. That's for camera work. I need people. I don't see people. Doesn't give me people. Jim Fowler.
Jim
Yeah.
Fowler.
Yeah, Jim Fowler.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the dude.
So my uncle, one Thanksgiving, he's lurking around. This is early on in my interest in Bigfoot, whenever it was still a joke being circulated through the family that Matt looks for Bigfoot. So he's pacing back and forth down the hallway on Thanksgiving. He's like looking in my room and seeing me sitting there at my desk, and he's not saying anything. And finally he comes and he stops at my doorway and he's kind of like looking around, and he steps in and shuts the door behind him. And he's like, so I heard you go out and look for Bigfoot. And like, I'm like expecting the usual, you know, like, okay, here it comes. And I was like, yeah, a little bit. I've been out a few times. And he tells me, he said, well, you know that I used to do that, don't you? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Well, there was a time whenever he was apparently interested in Bigfoot and went out on a few expeditions of his own in the Pacific Northwest. And he said, you remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? I was like, of course. And he said, that guy, Jim Fowler, on there was my research partner. He was into
shit.
Bigfoot, and that's who I used to go out with.
Wow.
Pretty crazy
That's good.
shit, man.
Well, it's not surprising though.
No.
I mean, to be honest, it's not like a huge stretch to think that these guys that are into, exotic wildlife would be down with looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, and this was like, this time frame at least that he would have been doing this would have been like
Oh, the
late
heyday.
70s, early 80s. And there was a huge Bigfoot fever, swept the
there was
United States in the 70s.
There was a surge in the 70s.
Yeah.
After the Patterson Gimlin footage, once it got like aired everywhere and people finally saw it all over the United States, the fever swept the country, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and it went for a long time. I mean, into the 80s.
Yeah.
And then
my uncle said that he used to have a poster of Patty like hanging up in his bedroom whenever he was like younger.
oh wow. I couldn't imagine it ever being like that big for me. I mean, I remember when I saw it and I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. But I couldn't imagine like ever having like a poster of Patty
Yeah.
in my room.
I don't have a poster of Patty.
Right. I don't ever see it being something that I would be that dedicated to. But some of these people, they go all out and they all in. They do dedicate. I've met Jerry Hine. He's an individual.
Pretty much says it all.
He exists, people. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a man
plates and truck and
with a Bigfoot truck. And I'm not talking about the one you go to the monster truck show to see.
Yeah.
God love Jerry. He's,
he seems like a really good guy.
I've met him. He's a wicked nice guy. Talked to him for a little while when I was at the Bigfoot Museum. And, but he's just got that damn Bigfoot mobile, man. And some people, they're that into it. Look at Mike Rugg. Mike Rugg's dedicated his life to that damn museum. Some people go that deep.
Well, I mean,
I'm just not one of those
my life to it.
Yeah, you dedicated a portion of your life to it, but you weren't the guy with like, you tell me you didn't have like a man cave filled with Bigfoot stuff that you went in and sat in.
No.
Right. Like I wouldn't take you for somebody like that either. I take you for somebody that's passionate about what you do and gets into it, but not that you had.
I mean, I have some
everywhere.
Bigfoot stuff, not very much outside of books, but like, one of my friends, made like a little Bigfoot sculpture diorama for me as a gift. And actually one of the listeners of my podcast, like sculpted a Bigfoot head that was really cool and mailed it to me. So like I've got those on my desk, but other than that, I don't really have like, I'm not the guy that's wearing like the Bigfoot shirts, and I'm not clowning on anybody that does or anything. I mean, that's cool if that's your thing.
It's just not your thing.
Right. It's just not my thing.
And like I said, I'm into all of these different creatures. I might like if I ever found a cool like Mothman t-shirt or something, I might fucking throw it on to wear or whatever. I'm not like wearing those t-shirts or those types of shirts or promoting that stuff to be like, this is me every day. I'm Bigfoot all the time.
I have those shirts, but I don't wear them for that particular reason. I just like them.
Right. You just throwing them on. And I mean, I get that too. If you just like, hey, it's cool. Like I like Bigfoot, so I'll throw
but
a
like how
Bigfoot
you have
shirt
like Trekkies and Star Wars fans and all that stuff. There are people out there who are Bigfoot fans.
Mm-hmm.
And like go to the same like extremes that those people do.
Oh yeah, they go to all the fucking conferences. They want all the pictures. They want their track casts. They want it all. And they're all in.
All in. And if they find happiness and joy in that, so be it.
That's
Odin.
right. I need
Is he over there snickering?
He is. He was snickering when you started talking about Bigfoot.
I'm sure.
And I was gonna mention it and bring it to your attention because you were like, because you started your story and you said, and I said, he asked me if I said, I've gone out a few times, and Odin did his little snicker.
Yeah.
And I was gonna fucking go, you little bastard. What are you fucking snickering for over there?
No, I
But-
get it. Cool. I'm not offended by it or anything.
No, but again, it's something that you're used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, if you're going to have any sort of interest in this subject, you have to get used to it.
And have some thick skin too.
Yeah. I mean, I have
Because-
some thick skin and I still like whine to you all the time.
Yeah.
Like on a daily basis, I whine, you know?
Hey, shit gets to you.
Yeah. Well, today I go and I get on YouTube and check the comments, which I tell people not to do. I shouldn't be doing it, but I do. And like the first one I read is just some guy letting me know that he's unsubscribing from my channel.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, all right. Thanks for letting me know. Don't like offer any criticism or critiques, on how it could improve or give me a reason as to why. Just let me know and everybody else that you're leaving.
Yeah.
Why do people have to exit with dramatics like that? Why do they got to tell you?
I don't know.
Go.
Yeah,
Just
I'm going. Yeah,
fucking go.
Just do it. I mean, I don't understand it, and it's literally it's an announcement to you, is what it is, and to everybody else that this is shit. And whether or not he said it or not, that to me, that's what that says.
Well,
this
like,
is shit. I'm done with this.
As a creator, you put time and energy in all this stuff and you're trying to deliver a good product and you're putting yourself out there and you're exposing yourself to the public and everything, not in a sexual way, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, yeah, whenever somebody comes back with some shitty comment, it gets you. I mean, you called somebody a cunt. I imagine that's based on something that you had posted on the internet and they responded in a way that got you.
Well, no, what it was it's like, they pointed out like something stupid about the meme, and I'm just like, oh, look, the cunt of the day, the person that's got to explain it,
But you're posting those memes like you work hard on that page to grow it and everything. Like,
right.
And that's part of your livelihood. That's your job, that's what you do. And whenever you do that and you're putting the time and effort into it, hey, you know what? If you don't fucking like it, don't look at it or don't fucking say anything. Who cares?
Right, and leave.
Like,
And
I'm
just
sorry.
leave.
You
don't have to say anything. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just go. And the other thing too that Facebook needs to do is they need to make it easier for you to ban people who come to your page to create havoc that you want to get rid of.
Is there even a ban button? I mean, can
There
you do
is.
that?
They have to like the post.
Yeah.
Or they have to, if they comment on it, you can't ban them. They have to like it, or they have to have liked the page. And then so let me tell you something, Steve. Try searching through 20,000 people.
Right.
For one name. It's not easy. Facebook needs to make it easier because there's some people who get on the page just to dissent. And it's like, I'm not big on banning people, but there's some people that you need to. Like that woman that was in that store in that video.
And at the same time, they make that extremely difficult, but they make it extremely easy to report you for something.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, but I can't get rid of the people that I want off my page that cause bullshit.
That's just in a group. It's different. You can ban people in a group fairly easily.
Right. In a group, it's easier. Like page, not as easy.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, here's something fucked up, and this is my understanding. I don't know if this has changed or not because, like, I've looked into the values of like pages versus group pages and back and forth and yada yada. Let's say something happened. Okay, like the coronavirus. We'll just use that as an example. It's not a great one. So let's say the coronavirus comes out and I go on Facebook and I make a community page about the coronavirus to post updates about the coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. And it grows to say 20 million people or something. Facebook has the option to take that page away from me and control it themselves.
The like page?
Yeah. Like if a community page grows to a certain size and it's like, like in other words, like if something new comes along let's say nobody had ever made a page for the NFL, and you made a community page for the NFL, and it turns out to be something big and huge, Facebook can take it away from you.
That's fucked up.
Have
Yeah.
they ever done it?
I would assume so. I mean, there's articles written about it, so I guess it would have had to have happened at some point.
Yeah, I just wish they would make it so that you could manage your page easier. They do nothing but make it hard. It seems like they don't want you to grow your page unless you're paying them to help you. It's gotten ridiculous. And to answer the cunt in the chat, no, it's not you. You douchebag. It's somebody fucking completely different. So, but yeah, I would that kind of, I mean, that's kind of worrisome. I'd have to see like a few instances of Facebook actually doing it.
But I mean, we were talking the other day. You said, where everybody fucked up was whenever terms of service came out.
Oh,
They
yeah.
started agreeing to those to
Yeah,
join things.
exactly.
I mean, Facebook owns everything on Facebook. It doesn't matter what you post; they technically own the rights to it.
Right.
Yeah, and you're right. It was smart of you to bring that up. That I said that because it's totally true. That was the end of society as we know it when we all started clicking. I accept the terms of service.
And whenever people say shit like, "Well, nobody reads that shit. It's all in fine print and it's long. It's multiple pages. I'm not going to sit there and read." They do that so you won't.
Right.
Yeah.
And just because you post on your Facebook page that I do not give Facebook permission.
Yeah, that's bullshit, folks.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't amount to dog shit.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't do anything.
When you sign up
on
for
their
Facebook,
platform.
Facebook, YouTube, any social media platform, you're giving that social media platform the rights to your stuff.
Yes.
All of them.
Yep.
I see that as a setup. They want to make some money on all these people photo dumping.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's so many families that's how they save their pictures of their kids is on Facebook.
Yep.
And 5-10 years down the line, I guarantee that's going to be like a big thing. You want your pictures, you want rights to your pictures. They're going to want some
where's
money.
Flickr? Remember Flickr and Photo Bucket and everything? I mean, that was an entire
Right.
market that
Right.
has virtually disappeared because of it.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be interesting. I wonder what this whole campaign that Facebook is rolling out on February 2nd with the Chris Rock ads.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I
it
haven't
has
heard about this.
Because they just took a huge hit.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with why the community standard stuff, they're coming down so hard on people. I'm willing to put, I'd be willing to put money on it. Be willing to put money on it. Because I've noticed that the way they're hitting people with stuff lately, it's been hard and it's a lot. I've been watching people that have been getting nailed for posting too much in their own groups, yada, 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 or posting the wrong stuff, whatever the case may be. And I think it's getting to a point now where, we let it happen, but it's Big Brother, but it's us.
It's a monopoly. It's a monopoly that's been created with a loophole where they can't get in trouble for it. And these giant tech companies have taken control over everything. They've got the money, they've got the information, which is more important. And they're the ones holding all the cards now.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody talks about wanting free speech, but the minute people start talking freely, people start screaming about being offended, and it's just, shut up. It's stupid.
Are you keeping up with your Snapchat streak over there, Odin?
Yeah. I don't even have that installed.
He's a fucking Reddit guy.
Yes.
Oh.
He's fucking Reddit. I've
Oh,
tried to
okay.
understand Reddit. I've read it and I can't.
I think I've been on Reddit 3 times.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I've been on like 3 or 4 times. I can't figure it out.
I'm starting to understand it. It's
Thank
a
you.
bunch of teenagers that are experts on everything.
Reddit reminds me of like the old news groups and shit.
Did you just okay boomer him?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Now, let me explain something to you, son. Boomers were old whenever I was a kid.
Your grandfather's a boomer.
Oh god.
Boomers are people that were born in the 50s.
Boomer isn't an age; it's a mindset.
You don't get to change terminology to however you want just because your generation came up with the wrong definition of it.
We're
Yeah.
Gen Xers. Get it right, man. Whatever that means.
What's
Yeah.
the one? What's
fuck
that
that
stupid
is.
shit they're trying to counter it with? Okay, Zoomer.
Oh,
Like-
Jesus fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know, that's all bullshit.
Hey,
Yeah.
if we get to pick, can I be a crooner? That's what I want to be.
No.
No.
What is this? The 1930s?
Well, hey, if we get to pick,
Are you a crooner? Let's
no,
hear some crooning right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a crooner.
You
Are
just
you a
said that's what you
crooner?
wanted to be.
I said I wanted to be. I didn't say I am.
You're right. Steve, I think you should belt out a few notes for us.
I wouldn't want to, raise the level of this show any.
The Sweetwater legend. I bet you got some pipes.
I've been told.
Bet you got some pipes. Does it resonate down into the end of your cock? When you sing? Does it give you that?
Do you feel a little vibrato in your boxers?
Yeah, does it give you that extra?
Why? Every week I come back. Every single week I come back. And I haven't figured
listen.
out why yet.
It's like the terms of service thing, man.
That's right. You hit the terms of service. Listen, Steve, I posted a picture.
I'm gonna read that shit next
I
time.
posted a picture of She-Ra today that said she would stick her unicorn's horn up your dick hole. But I can't say, oh, look, the cunt of the day.
Hmm.
Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Like I'm 4. I don't understand. I don't fucking understand any of it anymore.
You've got some sort of bully who's bullying you on your own page,
Oh.
and they're reporting. In other words, they're telling the teacher on you.
Oh.
And so when that happens, the teacher just believes the bully because the bully's, got more clout than you do. Do you understand clout? Do you know what that means?
Yes.
You said like you were 4. So
Yes, I understand what
there you go.
clout
Is that
But
better?
it's funny because one of the first things you're told as a kid is life's not fair. And then you spend the rest of your life saying, this is bullshit.
Yeah. And bitching about stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to get things to be fair. Yeah, it's so crazy. We don't teach kids how to fucking deal with life anymore.
No.
Fuck no.
When he told me the other day that he was taking that class and that it asked me that question, the economics class and stuff, I was blown away. I was like, that's good. It's good that they're doing that because they're not teaching them shit to know what the fuck's going on once they're out of school.
Yeah, but see, there could be an alternative reason behind it, man. It could be part of the system, and they're just like setting them up and say, see, now that you have all these answers, is there any reason to actually keep currency, or should we all move to digital?
There you go. They're burnifying them.
Like,
They're gonna
I mean, in 20 years, there won't be any reason for money.
They said that in the 80s.
Yeah, it's getting closer though.
Yeah, but they just passed a law in New York, I think it was, where now they have to accept cash because most stores weren't.
Wouldn't
Wow.
accept cash at all.
Yeah. There were
Oh.
stores like deciding to like go the non-cash route, and they had to pass a law saying, look,
Well,
you have to
here's the
accept
thing
cash.
though. I think you find like in high crime areas that might not be a bad idea. Having no cash.
I saw a guy at the post office today write a check.
Yeah.
Who does that anymore?
Oh, they happen.
Yeah, my in-laws write checks to pay all their bills and hand deliver them to the post office.
Saw one today.
Yeah.
My
Saw
mom
one written
still does
today.
it that way.
Who does it that way, Katie?
My mom.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people just they can't get away from it. Well, they don't want to get away from it. But I remember them saying that things were going to go cashless back in the 80s. I think you're right, Steve. I think we're a lot closer now
Oh yeah.
than what we were.
I rarely
I
carry
just don't.
cash.
I don't think they're ever going to get rid of cash.
Well, they have to have something.
I don't think it's
I
ever going
don't
to
know
be gone.
anybody below the age of 20 that uses cash.
I do.
I rarely do.
Listen, if
Like-
I get a call the weed guy and they don't take cards, Matt.
You're not
But
under
there's certain
20.
instances when I go out
Oh,
yard sailing.
I'm saying
I
Oh,
have
did
to
you
have
use
cash.
cash?
Yeah.
Really? Because I know you've got a debit card.
Yeah, I do, but sometimes I get cash.
Yeah.
See, around here, everybody's using their phones.
Oh, you don't
Jesus,
pay for
maybe
anything.
I'm the boomer.
Yeah, you could be the
Yeah.
boomer, dude. Fucking the little kids at school are gonna be like, okay, boomer, you little fuck. Do you have to do you have to mentor kids like you were mentored when you were younger at school?
What do you mean?
Remember when you were younger, you had an older kid that came and hung out with you?
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
That was dumb.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Did you have to do it for young kids?
Yeah. And then what's funny is he left like the year after I started doing it.
The kid that you were
Yeah,
mentoring?
he left, and I was like,
He
well,
started crying, rocking himself in the corner.
He was like, he was in the
was it
fetal
something
position.
I said.
I don't know what that Odin kid did to him, but
He started screaming every time he saw the color red.
oh man, yeah. Because I remember when he was younger, he was telling me like they would have like the high school kids or the older kids, the high school kids, right?
8th grade.
Would like kind of like mentor and hang out with the younger kids and do stuff with them. 5th grade, and so they're not too far away in age. And you wound up being friends with the guy you knew, right?
You seemed all right.
He seemed all right, but you guys don't talk anymore.
No,
You haven't talked to him in a long time,
no.
but I know you used to, right? For a while.
Wait.
Dude, you don't even smoke weed and you act like a stoner.
Because shit. I'm thinking we're thinking of two different things.
Yeah, when you
'Cause there
I'm
was
talking about
one
when you were
time
younger.
A high school kid came to hang out with me as part of like a community service type program, and then there was another time in middle school when there was like an actual thing you were required to do.
Okay.
So I don't know what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks for your input.
You're welcome.
So Maddie has to have her gym credit to graduate. She's
Yeah.
a junior, so they're already going through class schedules and everything for next year. So like there is all this like commotion going on in the house about Maddie having to take gym and everything. And finally I interjected myself into the conversation. I'm like,
Oh, why did you?
I don't know. And I was just like, so what's the big deal? You got to take fucking gym, so you take gym. And she's like, well, I'm trying to decide what I want to take. And I was like, what do you mean? You're taking gym? And she was like, right, but I think I'm going to take running or jogging and walking instead of yoga. And I'm just like, what?
What?
So like they have all these different types of classes now that you can take in place of gym as we knew it.
Walking is a class?
Yeah. Jogging / walking, but you don't have to jog if you don't want to. You can just walk.
So can you do like the fast walk? Like
You can take yoga as your gym credit.
No.
Yeah.
The hell kind of school is that?
This is a public school.
Wow.
So you don't have to run the mile anymore? Oh God, that's
No.
I walked half of it.
I hated that shit, but we had to do it.
I did a 10-minute mile.
Nobody does now.
I had to learn how to fucking fence.
But can you imagine right now?
Fence?
Yes, I had to fucking learn how to fence.
Ah,
Can you imagine though, if they try to spring the fucking President's Physical Fitness Awards bullshit on kids?
we had to
What, eating a
Do-
Big Mac?
Like remember that shit that you had to do in school every year, where you'd have to do like the fucking pull up shit and the fucking sit ups and the jogging. And,
rope.
I'd be like, when
like kids would boycott if they had to do anything with the term president attached to it. Like parents would be in a fucking uproar. Like,
I'd just be like, listen, if the president can do one pull up,
yeah, I'll match him on whatever he can do.
I would do.
We had to do square dancing.
I remember doing square dancing in school.
Yeah.
We did a thing
Elementary
called
school.
rhythms, which was basically line dancing.
Yep. I
Square
remember
dancing.
doing that shit. But yeah, we had to
Badminton.
learn. What was that, Katie?
Badminton.
Yep.
Badminton was awesome.
We never
Yeah.
had to
Yeah,
do
that was my
badminton.
favorite.
We had to do handball,
I loved handball too.
Never had to do handball.
fencing, which I actually enjoyed fencing. It's the phys ed instructor that I had in high school. I had two of them. One of them I had literally had everyone in my family that came before me from my father on down. The other one wound up, it was like a couple of my uncles on down was the other guy. He was a little younger. And I had him for my later gym class. And my uncle Galen had gotten nailed in the balls one day in gym class. And he wound up telling me the story about it. He couldn't help it. He started laughing his ass off. And he was just a cool guy, but he was the one that taught me the fencing. He was wicked nice guy. He seemed like a dick. He was the type of guy who seemed like a dick, but when you got to know him, awesome guy. Just hands down top shelf awesome guy. And he's the one that, taught me how to fence. The other gym teacher saw my father come off the horizontal bar and land face first on the gym floor. So, yeah.
Why fencing though? Is that like a big thing in your area?
It was just one of the things that they taught.
Yeah, that was pretty common in a lot of schools. I didn't have to do
fencing.
it.
Yeah, fencing, and I can't remember what else we learned that year. I remember handball. Like Katie was saying, we did do badminton.
Did you have to do that bowling shit?
No.
We didn't bowl.
Oh, archery.
Oh, I loved archery.
Yeah.
We did archery, and that was
That's
the other
fun.
thing that Mr. Cates taught me, which he was really good at.
Yeah, try putting that in schools nowadays.
Yeah, no
Putting
shit, right?
shooting. They used to have shooting.
Oh,
in
you have
school.
it?
Yeah, we have it in middle school, and I think
Archery?
yeah,
They let you have weapons
yeah.
in school?
It's a bow and arrow. I mean,
It doesn't
sure.
matter. It's a weapon.
It's not a semi-automatic weapon, Steve. He's not fucking Green Arrow.
I'm just a lot of schools took even that stuff away because it's a
No,
weapon.
I get what you're saying, but yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that would fly in Tulsa. Somebody would
not
die.
around here either.
Yeah.
We had
No.
there was a shooting
it-
range in our middle
Does
school.
Ariana have it at her school? Yeah. Yeah.
We were
so
allowed to
it's
carry pocket
common.
knives to school. The teachers like just keep it in your pocket. There was no.
Oh
big
yeah,
deal about
pocket
it back
knives
then.
back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, you could take a pocket knife to school.
And nobody was stabbing anybody with them.
Yeah. I remember the first time they found a gun in someone's locker at Bonnie Eagle High School, one of the high schools I attended here, and it was huge news. Huge news. Because it was it was because of some threats.
Kids had hunting rifles in their gun racks in their trucks.
Yeah.
high
Oh
school.
yeah.
I mean, there was no big deal about it back in those days.
It wasn't as big of a deal. But
And
yeah,
you could bring it into the
They don't
school.
do that at school anymore, do they, Odin? Do any of the kids that hunt have the guns in the back of their trucks?
As far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah, I'd imagine they've told them they can't anymore. Completely, not even on school grounds. period.
No weapons on school grounds.
Yeah, I'd imagine. But it's.
I almost got in trouble for having nunchucks in my car. Don't
We could
ask.
bring just back in those days. We could
Okay,
bring
Michelangelo.
we could bring just
Yeah,
about
Beverly
anything.
Hills Ninja had come out. And
In shop class, it was popular to make out of the tin throwing stars, and nobody said a word about it. You know, the shop teacher let you do it and all that. I mean, there was no problem with any of that stuff. You could
well, it
bring
was
just about
also
anything.
popular to make bongs in art class, but we didn't.
Dude, we used
like
to play with lawn darts, Steve.
Jarts.
I have lawn darts.
Of course, Katie's got lawn darts.
Did I ever tell you the story about my
Katie
dart
still
experience?
plays lawn darts, and they each stand on one end of the lawn, and nobody moves.
it's a duel.
You know how they outlawed those damn things, the pointy-ended ones? Well,
Yep.
I'm part of the reason. I had one in my head.
Dude, I took I had a dartboard at my house and one day, because I was like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I shot this at my friend. And I buried one right in his leg. He's like, I'll never forget the look on his face. It was abject horror. He's like, you fucking asshole.
See, that's the thing. That's one of the things about being younger. You have these thought processes that you go into action before you have time to even think about what will happen.
Oh, yeah.
You come up, I wonder what will happen. Do it. And then you find out. Instead of, I wonder what would happen. Let me think what would happen and form a hypothesis and then do it.
Yeah.
I learned that lesson. See, so I had a bow and arrow set, and I went out into this field, and I shot the arrow straight up into the air to see how far up it would go.
Oh, yeah.
Smart idea.
And I started panicking whenever the arrow disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
You thought you had some amazing strength, didn't you?
Whenever my eyes could no longer see it, I started freaking out a bit, and I took off running. And don't shoot an arrow straight up into the air.
Yeah, that'll suck. So when I was younger, my cousin, I won't name which one. It wasn't the one that was on the show, by the way. Had a bow and arrow set, but he wasn't shooting arrows. What he was doing was he was taking the bow and he was grabbing sticks and knocking them in the bow and shooting them at my feet. And what happened was one of the sticks bounced up and nailed me in the eye.
Oof.
And stuck in and broke. From what I heard, my father almost killed him. And I spent the rest of the day in the hospital. But yeah, we used to do stupid shit when we were kids.
Stupid shit.
And
All the time.
We lived through it.
My other cousin and I, we rolled around in insulation because we thought it was, oh, this is some pink fuzzy stuff outside.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh,
I like
You-
touched insulation. And my entire face was red. I can't imagine rolling around in that shit.
yeah, it was bad. But we did stupid things, and sometimes we would, but from doing those stupid things, we'd learn something.
I was into booby traps.
Ooh.
I like setting up booby traps. And one time during summer vacation, I found myself in a barn in Kansas. And this barn had a hayloft, and in this hayloft was a hole in the floor. And I got the bright idea to cover it with hay
Oh no.
to set up a booby trap to catch somebody. Who I was going to catch, I don't know. It wasn't even my house. And why somebody would be like needing to be caught in a booby trap in the hayloft in a barn in Kansas, I don't. Anyways,
I'm just gonna catch an evildoer.
so yeah. The moral of the story was,
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
yeah, I caught myself in this trap. I returned back to the hayloft and had completely forgot I set the trap. It worked like a fucking charm, though. Only now
You walk with a
was-
limp.
there's this little fat kid, balls deep in a hole in the hayloft, just one leg dangling down. There was no way for me to get myself out. I was screaming bloody murder. Somebody finally came outside to smoke a cigarette or something and heard me from across the field and came running. And whenever they pulled me out, there's like holes from splinters and nails and everything else. My leg was just bloody. And
I had a similar experience. I fell through a hole in it wasn't a booby trap, but the floor gave out and just big enough for my leg to go in.
yeah, that sucks, man. That
It
sucks.
hurt like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Balls deep too.
I
Didn't get out.
when I was, I think I was like 8 or 9 years old at the time. I was always out in the woods behind my house, and I was always climbing trees, getting up the tops of trees. I loved the views up in the tops of trees out in the woods. And I climbed this one tree. I was hanging out up there for a while, climbing down completely by myself, way out in the middle of the woods. And I get down so far, and I'm pretty sure I'm near the bottom. I'm like, oh, I only got a couple more steps left, and I just let go. And I had a lot more than a couple steps left. And I literally fell back first, straight down onto the ground. Slam. And there was nobody around. It knocked the complete wind out of me. I couldn't move for a while. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. And finally, I was able to move my legs and my arms, and I got up and got myself home. But I never told anybody that I fucking did it, that it happened. I was like, if I tell my parents this, they'll fucking never let me go out the house.
So when I fell through the barn floor, I did have somebody with me, my grandfather. And in my grandfather's true fashion, he just pointed and laughed at my misfortune. That's the way he was.
Well, you talk about like friggin' nails and shit like that, stuff like that.
It's bad.
When I was a kid, we went to this one playground, and I'll never forget this. It was like a fireman's pole, and everybody's like sliding down the fireman's pole, everybody's having a grand old time, and I didn't want to slide down the fucking thing. Like, I was like, no, this place is weird, and I was just weirded out by it. I was weird like that when I was a kid. And then when I finally went down it, sure as shit, a fucking nail catches my eyelid.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
And
need
I'm
to
like,
know.
and I friggin' have to go to the fucking doctor. I'm like, son of a bitch.
I didn't need any of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, but that's the shit we used to do, and like regularly. Like, just stupid shit. I remember some girl I knew in high school, she got angry because the guy she was dating broke up with her. So she went down the road to where there was an abandoned car and put her fist through the window with her class ring. Like, just comes back to the road with her hand just covered in fucking blood. And I'm just like, what the fuck, Tracy? Like, but people would do that shit on a regular basis. Just stupid, dumb fucking shit all the time when I was younger. I remember happening regularly. Getting bit in the ass by my own dog. That was great.
I fucked myself up all the time.
Yeah.
And then I'd fuck up other kids too. I mean, nothing ever like malicious. I wasn't like beating them up or anything, but like, I mean, there's like these kids that lived in the house kind of behind mine, and there's like some yard and some fences that separate us, and we kept the trash cans back there, and I got the bright idea to throw the fucking metal trash can lid like a fucking frisbee. And it worked, and like pegged like a little 4-year-old boy right in the fucking forehead.
How much of a piece of shit did you feel?
Oh, dude, not as much. So here's the deal. he had an older sister that was my age. I'm like, I don't know, 8 at the time. Okay. I want to repeat that one more. I was like 8. Okay. So the way that I could access their backyard, I mean, I couldn't like get past the fences or anything, but like we could play together on each opposite sides of the fences between the garages. So they're like behind their garage, and I'm in between our garage and the next door neighbor's garage.
So you guys are like playing Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Yeah. So like I'm out there one day, and like she's out there, and this little bitch. Hey, I swear to God, this happened. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. And like a dumbass dude, I fell for it.
Well, hell yeah.
You know? So here I am. And like, all right. So like, I'm looking around. Coast is clear. I'm between the garages. Nobody can see me. I'm out there by myself. I walk over to the fence, you know, look around again. Still clear. The second my pants and underwear hit the tops of my shoes, my grandfather from behind, what the hell are you doing?
She said.
I pulled those pants back up without even touching them. She wasn't even, I heard his voice, pants came up, I wheeled around. I turned back around. She's not even there anymore. It was like she vanished. He was like, what are you doing? She says that. Who said? Who said? She did.
So the question, Matt, is, did you ever get to see hers?
No. So I don't remember. Jennifer, if you're listening, it's time to pay up.
You can send me some pictures.
waiting for you to return the favor after all these years.
Odin's got a similar story, only it involves family.
Has he been to fucking counseling?
He was oh God. He was all of 3 years old. He doesn't even remember it.
Even more justification.
Yeah. He was all of 3 years old, and we were at Christmas at my grandparents' place. And my daughter was sick. She had a really bad case of something. So she was just ornery and crying all the time. So finally I'm like, well, I gotta run to Hannaford, which is the local grocery store. They have pharmacy inside, and grab something for her. So I'm like, can you guys watch Piper and Odin while I run? Everybody's like, oh yeah, of course, run to the store. So I run, boom, to the store, grab her something, boom, on my way back. I get back to the house, everybody's in hysterics. Your fucking son. Your son, Chris. Your son. I'm like, what? They're like, right after you left to go to the store, he walks over to Morgan, who's my cousin's daughter, and he says, hi, I'm Odin. I got a penis in my diaper. Want to see it? Just offering it up. We tell it every Christmas. We tell that lovely story.
I think it's an important part of childhood development. I mean, all kids do that.
Yeah. It's a normal thing, you realizing, things on your body, who you are. Like, I remember one time he was real young. He's like, Daddy, I got a penis? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Daddy, you got a penis? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Grandpa got a penis? I mean, he's just going right down the line. And I'm just like, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about like whenever you're a kid and like, your parents and everything are like, okay, show me your nose, these are your ears, and nobody ever tells you what that thing is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're finally old enough to start, forming thoughts that way and everything, and you're like, what is this thing? Well, what is this?
and everybody finds it in a different way.
Yeah. And it's
You
like
know?
always covered up. So like you get excited and you want to tell people about it. You
Yeah.
want to see what they've got.
Yeah,
You know, what are they packing? Are they a Sweetwater legend?
I know. You
No.
get interested for a while. You want to see the different shapes and sizes. What have people got that I don't?
Want to trade?
Fucking asshole, want to trade.
What happened to yours?
Jesus Christ. You're hilarious, son. But yeah, we usually every friggin' Christmas somebody winds up bringing that friggin' story up that when he did that. It's so hilarious.
It would be a little weirder if he did it now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You should try it, man.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me conduct a hypothesis.
Not on the show. Not now.
Next time somebody tells that fucking story, just whip it out and be like, well, here it is.
Yeah.
Or at least just offer. I mean, that'll freak him out just enough.
It's open-ended.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'll stop telling the story.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they would. I mean, everybody's pretty open-minded up there, but I don't think they're that open-minded.
And by the way, that's not shit you can get away with when you're older.
Yeah.
So don't ask your cousin if she wants to see it.
Not a good idea. We'll have a Me Too movement at Christmas. Jesus Christ. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this fucking off night up, gentlemen. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 122. You son of a bitch, I'm in. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment, subscribe. Check out Matt Knapp at youtube.com/bigfootcrossroads and youtube.com/cryptid tales. Check us out on Anchor at anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip. Deal still stands, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, and Dennis Coffey said he would pay for the hair dye if it happened.
Oh.
With all that
Jeopardy winner, Dennis Coffey said he would pay for the hair dye if it happens. He said that yesterday.
Will he actually dye your hair for you? That would be cool. You could do a YouTube video.
That would be very interesting. I might be down. I might be down for that. I don't know
Jeopardy
if I'd be down
winner, Dennis Coffey.
I don't know if I'd be down for him with
hair.
his hands on my head, but we'll see.
Great YouTube video.
Check out our good friend YouTube.com. Fucking A. Check out Phil Poling at Para Breakdown. YouTube.com/Para Breakdown. And as always, check out our good friend Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. He's been doing some stuff on Twitch lately, some live streams that have been pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back next week. I will try to get in touch with Mr. Steve Culls and see if we can reschedule with him. Otherwise, Cicada 3301, Katie? Is that where we're at?
Yes, that's where I thought we were at anyway.
What kind of
so
code is that?
What's that?
What kind of code is that?
You will find out, my friend.
Sounds like what you used to have to dial.
That's right.
on your telephone.
You have to dial Cicada 3301. Yeah. It's the whole thing. It's a whole big thing, Steve and Matt. We will find out all about it. What do you got? Oh, the Sweetwater legend? Yeah. We know, Steve. We know you exist. And until then, everybody have a wonderful week. Enjoy watching the Super Bowl and see ya!